Hi Fitz, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am peachy keen. We have jerry-rigged this impossible setup so that you guys can take a look at Where Is My Heart. It's a PSN Mini. It works for PSP and PS3. I'm not sure if it works on Vita quite yet. The compatibility on that's kind of shaky. This game is by a company called, I'm going to botch the spelling here like no other, Die Gute Fabrik. They're a part of the Copenhagen Game Collective.
Jeez. There's gonna be like that Itchy and Scratchy where they got rid of Itchy and Scratchy and brought in like the weird Russian stuff. It's gonna be like one of those kind of games.
No.
Where it just makes no sense.
Well, this game doesn't really make a lot of sense if you don't. It's very subtle. It's that's the Die Gute Fabrik is the team that did Johann Sebastian Joust. They're a very indie game developer. Now this game is, we'll just go through the opening stuff here, just to set the stage here, and we'll load up one of my things here. We're gonna start from the very beginning. Truth be told, this isn't a very long game per se, but it's a good amount of fun. It's a very intellectual game. Now, starting out...
You say intellectual as you get vomited out of a tree.
This is true. Essentially, the concept here is basically you're a group of 3 monsters, and you have lost your way, and you're trying to make home, to find your way home. And there's very little in the way of story. That's basically it, beyond the little small things that you see when you're going to different stages. And essentially what you're trying to do is you're trying to collect all these hearts to get to the end of a stage. Now, in the opening bits here, you need all of them, but eventually you won't need them all, so it eventually becomes a matter of just collecting everything. And then, but there's some overarching narrative here. Very like subtle stuff in the loading screens. There's not a lot of music here. Oh, and they dropped me out. Yeah, get used to this kind of odd format. Oh, and there goes the tree. But basically the main concept is that they lost their heart tree, and they're trying to find it and get it back. It says it right there. The brown monster even says we're on a journey to find the heart tree.
Wow, well there you go. And there's Olmec, a very cute version of Olmec vomiting them out.
Vomiting everyone out. Now this looks pretty simple, doesn't it? This little hop in the step. We're gonna go. Oh wait. Oh darn it.
Oh you fuck.
Well,
what are you doing that for?
Well, see, the thing with this game is that it likes to play with perspective a lot. See how I'm not on. You think that the heart would be the next screen over, but it works in panels. But the panels aren't always in the order or shape or size that they're supposed to be in. So it becomes you have to be not mindful, but you have to be aware of where you are. Otherwise you'll die. There's really no penalty to really dying per se from what I've found, but it can become a pain in the later levels of the game because it becomes very difficult, because there's many layers to this that you don't get into later, which we might hopefully get into by the time we finish up here.
Okay.
Like, see, my head has moved a little bit to the left.
Perspective. It's like how you're underwater sometimes, like what your body part like is kind of twisted by the light.
Kind of a little bit. So I did a little headbutt here. That's how you will unlock certain blocks here. So we'll just go all the way across, and that's the second level.
Oh, fuck.
Hey, this is an indie game, and it's a mini to boot. These games are weird, but this game's a lot of fun. And it has an unexpected sort of emotional heft to it, as odd as that sounds.
Okay, go mini baby Clayface, go!
Because eventually, when you see those little scrolls of text from the various monsters, it becomes a little bit different in that what they're really talking about is a lot of stuff is like, they just want to go home. that kind of thing. And eventually, the developer of the game, if my memory serves me correctly, said that his inspiration for the game was when him and his family were having a fight in the forest, and then they went their separate ways and eventually got lost. So this is basically they're trying to find their way home. Everyone's trying to find their way home after going their separate ways. Just stuff like that that you kind of expect out of an indie game, but it works really, really well. Oh, and see, I can't possibly make that one. What am I going to do? Oh, wait. Look what I found. Here I am. Now how do I get
what country did you say made this? Sweden?
This
Norway?
It's the Copenhagen Game
Denmark.
Collective, so Denmark, yes. So I'll do my little headbutt move, and hopefully that will leg the block, and it does, and here I go.
I do like how a lot of indie games are going with the kind of 8-bit, 16-bit sort of graphic because they have no fucking chance in making something that looks
exactly
visually appeasing to a current day. Gives it a retro feel, I suppose.
It allows you to be a little more, I'm kind of going to sound pretentious here, a little more artistic, if that makes sense. Just because, say, this game doesn't really need fantastic graphics or anything like that. It's got a story it wants to tell. It has the main thing here are the mechanics more so than the art style, which I still think is very good. So the main thing here, there are sub-forms of these monsters, but eventually you'll need all three of your monsters to group up like this, and then they'll turn into another monster. And now I'm a deer. I'm a deer with a double jump, oddly enough. Now,
that's not a deer noise. Deers make this noise.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
And then the other two characters, from best I can understand, they're the two things following me around as fireflies.
The navies.
Yes, the little navies. Let's see, this is where, I don't know where I'm going, so, I'm just going over everything here. There's really no reason for me to do this. I could finish the level right now. In fact, I'm fairly certain that it is right there. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Give me that. Alright, so now we're not monsters anymore.
Well, kinda.
I am kinda, but now there's 3 of them, and I may have screwed that up here. I may have screwed that up pretty bad. Yes, I did. Alright.
Shit. There was 3 of them.
There was 3 of them. But the issue, what I was trying to do there was I was trying to get the final one there, which I can't do without splitting them back into their various forms. So now I gotta do it. I just gotta do it this way. Let these guys line up. Transform back.
And he's a deer again.
And he's a deer again. And that happens anytime.
I'm a deer. Suck my dick. I'm a deer.
No. And then once you finish the level as a boss version or sub form of it, then that ends the level. It's the same as when you take all 3 of your members and go.
Very fat pseudo-wudo.
Just a little bit. So I'll get everyone in order. Let them drop. And this is the one that's kind of the most mind-bending version of it. Because now I can rotate the screen back and forth. And the thing with that also is if I jump and I rotate the screen, as you can see, I'm kind of changing my perspective here. And here I am. And now I headbutt.
Whee!
And that fills in everything. So he's good. And now I can climb up. And again, in terms of music, it's very minimalist in terms of it. Like, there's only a couple main songs to it. Like, you'll hear that main little riff a lot. But it ends up building on itself as the game progresses, so I think it's pretty interesting from that perspective.
I do like the, hey, you gotta stack these guys in a certain order.
Yeah,
I do enjoy that.
It's kind of like, what's a good example here? It's kind of like playing Shrine. Well, not even real. It's kind of like playing Shrine when it's single player, but it's a little different in that all three characters are going to be on the same side or the same screen at the same time. So I'm going to come back out and I'm going to see what I want to get out of this.
Pop-Tart goes.
So I want to hit that orange block there, but I can't get to it from here, and they're blocked away. So what I want to do is switch the perspective a bit.
Whoa, what?
And then see how I'm on top here. You can barely tell, but I'm on top there. So I'll hit the thing, I'll drop the headbutt. Then I'll scroll over, and that frees my buddies. And we're on our way home.
Yeah, this is trippy as shit.
It's really trippy. It's really fun. It's like a puzzle platformer kind of game, but it's also really. It gets really interesting at the middle bits because it kind of eases you into these mechanics, and then it just says you have to do this, and this. It has to be a very specific set here, otherwise it just goes wrong.
And like goes all to poopy.
It just goes all to hell. So see, I'm right here, so I'm going to flip that. I don't want to go there. Ah, and I'm dead. I drowned. But like I said, there's absolutely no penalties here. It doesn't really matter. Boom, boom, boom. Now, the reason I died there is because when you do the jump, you're stuck, and when you're stuck in the environment, you'll die. But since I did it that way, I did it right. And then we did drop the headbutt. That fixes it. Here's my conundrum. Where the hell do I go? Oh, wait, right there.
Oh my god, this is fucking insane.
And my buddies are good. We'll do one more level, and then we'll call it for this one.
Oh, okay.
Because it gets very complicated, and I don't remember. Truth be told.
Well then, that is pretty complicated.
It gets very complex. Not needlessly so. It just gets more and more interesting as it goes by.
Yeah, you're a deer again.
I'm a deer again.
A deer.
No. And I died. But again, this game is really just about trial and error. It wants you to try things. It wants you to learn stuff.
This is quite interesting, though. I must say, it's a puzzle / side scroller, which I find fascinating.
It's a concept that I haven't seen very often. It's like you have to keep track of different screens and different spots. And I just died again.
It's very involved.
It's very involved, but it's not a long game. I'd say 2.5, 3 hours, but it doesn't overstay its welcome. Everything makes as much sense as this game will. But it's about $7 on PSN.
Okay.
That's not bad at all for an experience like this. I think it's pretty good. So that's
yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. So if you're looking for something a little bit different, go ahead and check out Where Is My Heart. It's on PSN right now. It works on PSP and PS3. So if you have either of those, you'll have a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.
Bye.